How are you, dear?
Nice. I'm very nice.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
Did you meet Mrs. Carter
Yes,
backstage?
the first mother, of course.
Yeah. What'd you say to her? Do you get nervous when you meet somebody like that?
No, I adored her. I think she's really on the ball, you know. I think she's a real cutie pie.
Yeah.
The sun-drenched shores of Manzanillo, Mexico, held a dark secret on that January day in 1985, when a local fisherman discovered the fully clothed body of a blonde woman floating in the shallow bay. Few could have imagined it belonged to Carol Wayne, Johnny Carson's bubbly, buxom sidekick, known to millions as the Matinee Lady on The Tonight Show. Just days earlier, the 42-year-old actress had been alive, vacationing at the exclusive Las Hadas resort. What transpired in her final hours spawned decades of speculation, with whispers of foul play, suicide, and mysterious circumstances surrounding her untimely demise. From ice skates to stardom, the rise of Carol Wayne.
You've been with us on our anniversary, right? You were here last year when the Governor Reagan was here and everybody.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Where was I 11 years ago?
Yeah, where were you 11 years ago?
In
What were you
high
doing?
school.
You were in high school.
Carol Wayne's journey to becoming a household name began far from the bright lights of Hollywood. Born in Chicago, September 6, 1942, her first taste of performance came not on screen, but on ice. By age 15, she and her younger sister Nina had secured spots with the Ice Capades, touring 42 cities across the country. This early career decision came at a significant cost. Wayne dropped out of high school to pursue her skating dreams, a choice that later left her lamenting her lost youth. Wayne later reflected she had missed a childhood of growing up and dating, noting the sacrifice of normal teenage experiences for her professional pursuits. Her skating career took an unexpected turn when she suffered a devastating fall during a performance, resulting in a 5-inch scar on her knee. Though she completed her tour with the Ice Capades, the injury effectively ended her long-term prospects on ice. Without a high school diploma and with limited options, Wayne and her sister pivoted to new careers as Las Vegas showgirls at the Tropicana. It was during one of her trips from Las Vegas to Los Angeles that fate intervened. At a Hollywood party, Wayne was approached by a man who told her, quote, "We're looking for a girl just like you," and invited her for a screen test. Despite her skepticism, Wayne showed up and landed the part. With characteristic humor, she later attributed her success to her physical attributes, joking while looking down at her chest, quote, "And I got all my parts ever since then." By the mid-1960s, Wayne was making guest appearances on popular television shows, including The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I Spy, Bewitched, and I Dream of Jeannie, often playing characters with sultry names like Ginger LaVere and Bootsy Nightingale. But her true breakthrough came in 1967 when she first appeared on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson, beginning what would become her most iconic role. As the Matinee Lady in Carson's recurring Art Fern's Tea Time movie sketches, Wayne played an innocent, voluptuous woman whose lines were filled with unintentional double entendres. Her high-pitched voice, exaggerated curves, and perfect comic timing made her an instant hit with audiences. Over the next 17 years, Wayne would make more than 100 appearances in the role, becoming inseparably linked to Carson in the public imagination. The chemistry between Wayne and Carson was palpable, leading to inevitable rumors of a backstage romance, but Carson never publicly acknowledged such feelings. Personal struggles behind the laughter. Despite her bubbly on-screen persona, Wayne's personal life was marked by a series of failed relationships and mounting challenges. Her first marriage to Loretto Larry Sarah in 1965 lasted just 2 years. Following their divorce in 1967, Wayne soon met rock photographer Barry Feinstein, who had connections to music legends like Bob Dylan and actors like Steve McQueen. Their relationship began under complicated circumstances. Feinstein was reportedly still married to folk singer Mary Travers of Peter, Paul and Mary when he and Wayne met. After Feinstein and Travers divorced in 1967, Wayne didn't hold back her feelings about her predecessor, reportedly referring to her as Peter, Paul, and Scary. Wayne and Feinstein married in 1969, and she gave birth to their son Alex in 1970. The marriage lasted 5 years before ending in 1974. Just a year later, Wayne married television and film producer Burt Sugarman, who produced Celebrity Sweepstakes, a show on which Wayne appeared as a panelist. This strategic alliance brought Wayne additional work on Sugarman's productions, including the game show Who, but the marriage dissolved in 1980. As the 80s began, Wayne faced professional setbacks that compounded her personal struggles. When Johnny Carson threatened to walk off The Tonight Show, NBC appeased him by reducing the show from 90 minutes to 60 minutes, resulting in significant cuts to regular segments, including many featuring Wayne as the Matinee Lady. Almost overnight, her stable and high-profile job had largely disappeared. With work opportunities dwindling and her third marriage over, Wayne's life began a downward spiral. By 1984, she was so financially desperate she posed nude for Playboy magazine in a revealing spread. That same year, she filed for bankruptcy, declaring zero income on her petition to the courts. Behind the scenes, Wayne had developed substance abuse issues. According to reports, her son Alex introduced her to clove cigarettes in his high school years, and she quickly became addicted to the head rush they provided. She reportedly smoked them so frequently that the distinctive scent got her kicked out of numerous Hollywood restaurants. Soon, she began seeking similar sensations from alcohol and other substances, likely self-medicating to cope with her deteriorating circumstances. Ironically, as her personal life unraveled, Wayne delivered what many critics considered her finest performance in the film Heartbreakers in 1984, which screened at the Berlin International Film Festival. Roger Ebert praised her work, writing, "Her performance is so good, so heartbreaking if you will, that it pulls the whole movie together." Her mysterious final days. In January 1985, perhaps encouraged by the positive reception to her work in Heartbreakers, she traveled to Mexico's Las Hadas resort in Manzanillo. Some reports suggest she went there to dry out from the habits that had contributed to her bankruptcy. Others indicate it was simply a vacation. Accompanying her was Edward Durston, a car salesman and Hollywood associate, whose relationship with Wayne wasn't clearly defined. Whatever Wayne's intentions for the trip might have been, resort employees later reported that she and Durston spent their time, quote, having fun, dancing, and drinking. The events leading to Wayne's death began on January 10th, when she and Durston missed their scheduled flight home. The mishap created an immediate problem. Las Hadas was an expensive resort. Their room had already been rented to new guests, and they apparently lacked sufficient funds for an extended stay. Hotel staff tried to help by arranging accommodations at the more affordable Playa de Santiago nearby. Wayne's reaction was explosive. According to witnesses, she was incensed at the prospect of staying at what she considered a dump, and refused to exit the taxi when they arrived at the hotel around 8:30. As Durston and a bellboy brought their luggage to the room, Wayne remained outside, visibly upset. When Durston returned to retrieve her, she had vanished. Nobody had seen where the blonde lady had gone. Rather than searching extensively for Wayne, he reportedly waited at the hotel bar before eventually checking into another hotel, a decision that later raised questions about his actions that night. Most alarming was Durston's subsequent decision to fly back to LA without Wayne, taking her bags with him. He reportedly told the airline she would, quote, pick them up in the morning, despite not having seen her for hours. 3 days later, on January 13th, a local fisherman made the grim discovery of Wayne's fully clothed body floating in a shallow bay. Mexican authorities determined she'd been dead for 36 to 48 hours, suggesting she died shortly after her disappearance from the hotel. The autopsy and unanswered questions. Despite her known struggles with substance abuse, no alcohol or drugs were detected in her system. Manzanillo District Attorney Jorge Hernandez expressed significant doubts about the circumstances of Wayne's death. Suicide seemed unlikely, given her clean toxicology report and the absence of a note. Accidental drowning also raised questions. The waters near the hotel were notoriously gentle and shallow, and her body showed no bruising or cuts that would typically result from falling from a rocky outcropping into the water. These inconsistencies naturally led investigators to scrutinize Edward Durston more closely. Adding to these concerns was a disturbing revelation from his past. In 1969, he had been present when aspiring actress Diane Linkletter jumped to her death from a window. Although he'd been cleared of any wrongdoing, the coincidence raised eyebrows. Mexican authorities ultimately ruled her death an accident despite the suspicions. Her ex-husband, Barry Feinstein, who made arrangements for her remains, later informed the LA Times he had been more than satisfied after reading the complete report. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you watch Carol Wayne on The Tonight Show? What do you think really happened that night? Let us know in the comments section below.